How was the food?
We are so happy to be hosting or be part of the LTPA Lieutenant Governor's Summit. We are loving the Sheratons. They have done an amazing job. And we are happy to provide a little bit of a kickoff this week. I just want to say briefly that we have Culinary New Orleans happening during this month. So if you haven't eaten a good meal, there's absolutely no excuse to go out and find an amazing meal for an affordable price, or you can spend as much as you want. But anyway, New Orleans is thrilled to host you for tonight's event, and I just wanted to say that on behalf of Stephen Carey and the entire Convention and Visitors Bureau, welcome. Now I would like to introduce the Lieutenant Governor and say a little bit about
Welcome and thank you for being here to the summit, and thank you for the amazing job you have all done over the last year to set another record in tourism for the great state of Louisiana. Give yourself a hand. And you got to get over to that booth and take some pictures. I'm taking this home with me. But this week is
to the sunny side of the street I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. I'm not afraid, I guess no one's crossed over if I'm blasted. I'll be rich as Rockefeller, gold dust and my feet on the sunny side of the street.
Summit possible. The first group would be Kim Priez, Stephen Carey, Tiffany Eisman, and the Summit Steering Committee. Kim, could you and your Summit Steering Committee stand, please? Come on, Summit Steering Committee, stand up, everybody. We need to properly welcome and thank you. Tiffany is in the back of the room. She had a big part to play in this as well. Okay, the next group we have to thank, and certainly it is one of the most important, is our partnership with the Lieutenant Governor's office. Lieutenant Governor, we could not do this without your office. And also our tourism leader, Kyle Edmiston, and his staff at the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Would you guys please stand? And next, and certainly not least, is the board of the Louisiana Travel Promotion Association, led by our great leader, Mark Romig. And this one is especially dear to me because our group works as a strong team, and you guys over the last couple of days have certainly, you guys have pointed this out to me, and I really do appreciate your thoughts about our staff and how much they work together as a team and how professional they are. I'd like for Laura and Lane and everybody at LTPA to please stand up and help me recognize this group. Next on the list are our premium partners, and those of you who are in the audience know who you are. You're listed here on the screen. Guys, these companies have stepped up and chosen to participate with our association at a higher level than normal in order to engage more of their staff members and also their board members in the work of LTPA, and that's both from an advocacy standpoint, an education standpoint, and a marketing standpoint. So if you are a premium partner or you are on the staff of any of these premium partners, would you please stand and be recognized? We appreciate your partnership. And for the leadership over the last 56 years, and that's easy for me to keep up, you guys, with how long LTPA has been in existence, because some of you have heard that LTPA started the year I was born. So all of our past presidents, I know that your leadership has gotten us to where we are with this huge group of folks here to enjoy Summit in New Orleans. Could you all stand as our past presidents? You can see from who's standing that we've had stellar leadership. And last but certainly not least, please help me thank our conference sponsors. You'll see them listed here on the screens, and there's a complete contact list in your convention packet. We'd like to especially thank Hoffman Media. Is Eric and his team in the audience? I'm not sure. I think they're probably still upstairs. And Miles Partnership for their overall sponsorships of these events. I think Vito and his team are also upstairs. Would all of our sponsors stand and be recognized at this time? Everybody? As you see these sponsors in the sessions and in the hallways, please help us acknowledge them. President and CEO of the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation, my friend Mark Rowley.
Thank you very much, Jill. And I'd like to underscore your comments about your team, particularly Laura, Lane, and the rest of the group that has done just a great job. Kim and her team have risen to the occasion in so many ways. She practiced at IPW last year for this, and I think she's terrific, a great partner. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Tourism Summit. The theme for this year's conference aligns perfectly with the Lieutenant Governor's Bayou Crew Ambassador Program, as he seeks to encourage visitors to share their only Louisiana experiences online and any other way they can. We recognize that it is all of you in this room who make it possible, who make those experiences possible for our visitors, who are so important to our economy. Your hospitality, your stories, and your flavor truly make Louisiana the unique destination that it is across the globe. This week we hope to encourage you in all that you do with a mixture of education, some great networking as we showed last evening, and of course a lot of fun. New Orleans is great for a lot of things, including a lot of fun. And if I might say, a World Championship football team. I had to get that in, just had to. The goal of this conference is to reignite the passion inside each of you, and also after these few days together, equip you with the knowledge and tools that will help show the world all of the great food, the music, the sights, and the experiences that are truly only Louisiana. Now, if you joined us upstairs last night, who did? Raise your hand, please. Terrific. I see a lot of bright eyes and exciting faces in the crowd. Then you got a really good taste of what Louisiana is all about. How about a hand for Jim Cook in the Sheraton Hotel? We've got a great present today. This evening, those of you who are enjoying us for the reception, travel pack, or for tomorrow, and the great luncheon that we'll have with the Lieutenant Governor. It's going to be a great 36 plus hours left for all of us. Now I'd like to bring up to the podium someone who has been a great partner to me. I've been in this role for only 6 years. This gentleman is a leader not only in the city for tourism and the economy in general, but also the state of Louisiana with its great history with public service and servant leadership, but also in our nation. He is not only a great landlord to us at the New Orleans Tourism Marketing Corporation, but a terrific partner. I couldn't think of a better one. Please welcome my colleague from the New Orleans Convention and Visitors Bureau, the President and CEO, Stephen Perry.
You can tell we're a bunch of professionals, right? Because look at y'all after your first night in New Orleans, and everybody is sharp and awake. And we do this for a living, right? We can go and have fun and combine it with business and have a great time. It's a real honor for all of us to welcome you guys here to New Orleans. It's been, how long has it been since the meeting was here? 10 years. So really delighted to have you guys back. This has been an eventful year. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who work as advocates on preserving funding, on dedicated funding for tourism around the state of Louisiana. We're living in a time of peril right now. And it is critical for all of us because as jet fuel is to a plane, these marketing dollars are to us. They literally make the difference. And so we have to stay united, whether it's from Union Parish or Caddo Bossier or anywhere in Louisiana. We've got to remain steadfast with our legislators, with making the case for why this industry matters. You guys, I don't have to tell you all the numbers. You know it, of what the impact is statewide. But here in New Orleans, it's 40% of the operations of the city. 87 January 1st in 2019. That's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have a new major hotel development down on the river, another expansion in the convention center. We've just confected a deal with the city and the port to create a magnificent new riverfront space that's going to go from where the moonwalk is now all the way nearly to Bywater. It's going to be amazing as we've taken over the development of where the Nickel Street wharves are. It's going to create outdoor space and pedestrian landscape that's going to be wonderful. So thank you all. And we want you to know this. We are putting a ton of money into international marketing, not just to help New Orleans, but to partner with the state to drive this for you guys. Because they only spend 3 or 4 days here, and then they spread out all over the state of Louisiana. So we want you to know that we've got millions of dollars pledged, whether it's to Condor, to British Airways, to extra marketing. We're doing those things that we think are going to make a difference in at least 40 other parishes really in the state of Louisiana. Just know we're your partner, and we love being your partner. And let's hope we've got another great year ahead. Take care and welcome.
Thank you, Stephen, once again, sir. Thank you. So, Steve, when you said everybody looks bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, you obviously wasn't talking about me because I had a little too much wine last night. I started telling stories. So those of you that hold those stories, let's keep them to ourselves, okay? I do want to run for re-election. Kim, thank you and your team. Great host, great city. And I just want to know why you didn't run for mayor. We can use you. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the employees that work under the Lieutenant Governor, from the Welcome Centers to Kyle and Here's team, to the State Parks. But because it's you, you're the face and meeting the people day to day that make people want to come back to Louisiana. And to all of the tourism CBBs around the state and your team, everywhere we go to promote Louisiana, that love and passion has excited me. And that's what keeps me going 24/7 in promoting the state. It's everywhere I go around the state, that smile, that energy, those new ideas, all these things we're going to talk about at lunch tomorrow. The fishing trail, the ambassador program, staycation. Those are your ideas.
I'm just lucky enough to be the guy to put it together and make it happen. So keep those ideas coming. Don't ever lose that love and passion. And have a glass of wine tonight for me. Thank you.
Dana Hayek.
Good morning, everyone. Madden really does understand that tourism means jobs and great communities to live in, and we really do get that. That's why we're here in Louisiana, and why we love supporting LTPA and Louisiana Office of Tourism at your summit. We really love Louisiana. This past year, we sent almost 174,000 clicks to 12 parishes participating in our 100% match program with our search engine marketing through the Louisiana Office of Tourism. The state liked it so much that they increased it this year. That's something they've done.
Thank you, Dana. Good morning. Good morning. You know, it was maybe my third or fourth visit to New Orleans. And I made the mistake of walking down Royal Street with my wife. We returned home with about $50,000 worth of furniture. I want to tell you, first of all, it's a delight to be back, to have a chance to say hello to so many people I haven't seen for so long. I was one of those that had the privilege last night to sit with Lieutenant Governor and to listen to some of those stories. And I'm not here to pander, but I'm here to tell you something. I have a chance to do this all over the world and meet a lot of people who do this. And I was mesmerized by this gentleman's creativity, his energy, and his passion for what you do in this room. So you owe him a huge round of applause. Also marvel at his sartorial presence. I mean, look at this, will you? I think we got the same memo, which is great. I said, we're in the South, no ties, right? So, anyway, what's the forecast? Well, let me come down here, and let's talk a little bit about that. So what I want to do this morning is I want to bring you into the tent, as I would our senior staff, and take a look at what we think is happening all around Louisiana in terms of demand generators. We're in the middle of an amazing transformation in this business. You're going to see that in just a minute. You know, part of that's driven by the fact that we came out of that huge pothole after 9/11. Right? We had 4 or 5 years of tremendous growth in tourism. We're now at a point in time you're going to see where there's some early indicators on the horizon, like from an income point of view, you can see that pretty good. About 7 out of 10 have an income between $50,000 and $125,000 a year. I just shared with you what the median income was. This is well above that. So what emerges in this discussion is that they tend to be a little more affluent. But look at their educational level. These are people who are very well educated. So the picture that's emerging here is you've got kind of 2 pockets of demand. But if you take a look at the common characteristics, what you discover is they tend to be a little more affluent, they tend to be a little better educated, and you'll notice they tend to be ethnically concentrated within the white population, possibly an area of opportunity for you here. When you take a look at the demand generators for the African American and Hispanic markets, which are significantly higher than what's reflected on this chart. So something for you to think about, but here's the other thing that's remarkable. They don't have kids in their household. 7 out of 10 don't have kids. So you'll probably be in meetings where you debate the merits of family travel, certainly, but if you have $1 to spend, I would submit to you, you can't be all things to all visitors because you wind up with every visitor's second choice, right? So you have to make some choices here. Well, what I thought would be of interest is to give you a little, perhaps different perspective on this emerging audience that has captured our imagination. And a couple of guys in our office thought they would have some fun trying to characterize this, so let's take a look.
He sits inside your local coffee shop, sporting non-fiction. Somehow he believes, although he has no job, that by his studies he will be a millionaire. M-I-L-L-E-N.
So I have very fond memories of coming here, just not her. All right, at any rate, hey, I'm from New York. I tell it like it is, you know. Okay, so today, there we go. Thank you, sponsor. All right, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to dive right in because, you know, time is short and we want info, right? That's why I don't have lots and lots of pictures, although I did find, you know, one New Orleans picture that I like, because that's public domain.
Because it's so hard to find other, you know, good writers, and it's, you know, it takes a long time to like get to that point.
Yeah.
But it happens, and like I started very young. My first job in New York was at a travel magazine, so I built those relationships, and I grew with other writers. So my friends 10 years ago, you know, one's an editor at Nylon magazine, one is over here at Rob Report, and so it's kind of like we all know each other too. So we can make referrals. Like if you were to pitch me, if I don't write for, I don't know, like a magazine I don't write for, I probably have a friend that's an editor there who could be interested, but to make sure it's something that we would want to run. Something that just gives us something good.
And you have to feel like only Jimmy M's got this email. This didn't get sprayed to it.
Oh, sure, but I love exclusives. I love exclusives, and I mostly only do exclusives for a lot of these outlets because they, like one of my main outlets is Hollywood Reporter, and we only do exclusives, pretty much.
Of the 10 top ports in the world. This is determined by the amount of gross tonnage passing through the port. Here in New Orleans, we average 400 ships per month and over 90,000 barges per year. Our principal import for the port of New Orleans is steel. Most of that steel brought in from Japan and Korea. Our principal export is grain. Most of the grain is brought down from all the Midwestern states and stored in grain elevators. We have 10 grain elevators between New Orleans and the Port of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Port of Baton Rouge, Louisiana is located upriver behind us, about 135 miles. As I said, we're heading downstream. We are traveling south towards the Gulf of Mexico. From the Port of New Orleans downriver to the Gulf of Mexico, it's about 110 miles, 65 miles as the crow flies. Now, contrary to what most folks believe, New Orleans does not directly sit on the Gulf of Mexico. We are well over 100 miles upstream from the Gulf of Mexico by way of the river. The Mississippi River is the third largest river in the world in terms of area drained, following the Amazon and Nile rivers. This river, discovered in the mid-1540s by Hernando de Soto, first European to cross river, starts up at Lake Itasca in Minnesota, travels down over 2,700 miles into the Gulf of Mexico. One of the deepest spots on this river, right here in the Port of New Orleans. At the point we are now.
What is he talking about?
Between what is called coming up to our left in this wide open field will be the Summit battlefield. It's where the Battle of New Orleans took place back on the 8th day of January, 1815, between General Andrew Jackson, who teamed up with the equally famous pirate Jean Lafitte. They defeated Sir Packingham and the British Army here on our left. You may notice a large white marble obelisk rising behind the trees, about 100 feet tall. It's called the Summit Monument. That monument was placed there to commemorate the famous battle fought on these grounds. There's also a plantation home to all